Hey everyone, entire LinkedIn is filled with this Toon versus JSON comparisons. Like when we have to go ahead with Toon and when we have to go ahead with JSON and why we have to go ahead with this Toon. So why JSON is not efficient, why Toon is best. In that way, so you can see this entire LinkedIn is filled with this posts. Okay, so from the past few days. So I just thought to share my perspective. So I'm not against to JSON or I'm not against to Toon. So we'll understand like what is the purpose of JSON and what is the purpose of Toon and why it was happening. Like a lot of debate is happening at this moment right now. Okay, so we all know JSON, JavaScript object notation, and so whenever we do some request now to get some response, we'll get the response in the form of JSON. Or let's say we created some prompt, so we need to pass some data to the model to get certain things. So we preferably go ahead with the JSON and we send the data in that manner. Uh, but what's the problem with that? Like why JSON? So what is the issues with that? So if you look at this example, so I'll show you one better example. Um, okay, I'll show you one good example. So you have some data, you need to pass that to the model, right? So what you can do, you can see this one seems to be good. So you can see this is a Java script like JSON structure, right? So nothing but key value pairs. So you give ID one, name Alice, ID two, name Bob, ID three, name another person, like config setting true. So you can see this example. So for each time, so we give specifically mention that key ID and after that name. So, but if you look at this tool, so here simply ID and name to only one time they mentioned, and after that directly they given ID one comma Alice and two comma Bob. So in that way they given, right? You can see another example also. You can see this example. Okay, let's go to some better examples. Yeah, this seems to be better. Yeah, if you look at this logic, if you look at this example, you can see this. Uh, Let me, okay, maximize. Okay, I think it's enough maximize. Okay, see, you can see this. The JSON is like reviews, and after that, inside that, they give an ID, customer rating, comment verified, and after that, in the second ID, one or two, customer rating, so one or three, customer rating, everything they given mention like this. But this is the JSON, right? But simply, if you look at this tool, total number of reviews are three. It has keys like or columns like ID, customer rating, comment verified, and after that you can see this example. ID number 101, customer name is Alex, and after that 5 is excellent true. Then after that 102 bridge, 5 game changer true, 103. So what's happening here is like you can see this. You can save lot of tokens with this example, meaning you can see clearly the difference like you're going to save a lot of you know tokens you saved in this process. Let's say if you passing this kind of a data to LLM, so every word you mentioned, every character you mentioned, or every special character like special brackets and all these things will take some token count. So it will make your tokens, right? So it will make your things costly. So but if you compare to Toon, right, so you can simply pass the same information in a much efficient way with less number of tokens. That's the major point people are covering here. Like you have this JSON, if you pass this JSON, there are total 85 tokens are there, total 283 characters. But if you pass the same information in a Toon manner, token oriented object notation. So you have total number of tokens of 44 and total number of characters of 139. In that way, you reduce the you reduce the tokens, and at the same time, you are passing the same kind of information. So one query here is like one perspective is I can pass the same JSON as a string. So in that way, I can see this almost same like here 44 tokens, it's 45 tokens. I can pass the same thing as a string, then it won't be any issue, right? So this kind of a debate also going on. But what I feel is like from my perspective, if you're going for traditional web applications or you created one APIs where LLMs are not involved, so then you can go ahead with JSON. There is no questions, right? So simply you can go ahead with JSON. There is no point to go to TOON. So why you're going for TOON? TOON majorly for reducing the token limit. Like every LLM has some certain context window limit, and it can maximum fit or accommodate that many tokens. After that, it can't take, right? So here our target is to pass the accurate information in a much efficient way and much lesser tokens, right? So then you can go ahead with this tool. So simply, right? So instead of JSON, we can go ahead with this tool because same information you are passing, right? Same information. So LLM will understand it in a much better way, right? So that's the point. Like instead of like you're going for the traditional applications, you're creating APIs where LLMs are not at all involved, like endpoints you are creating for your application, backend logics. So obviously you have to go ahead with JSON because that is a universe accepted structured format, right? So like whenever you hit any request, you will get some response. The response has to be in JSON format. That is the best way. And let's say you are going with LLM approach, then here your point is to reduce the number of tokens you are passing. Then you can go ahead with this tool, and also tool makes the things in a much better way, right? So go ahead with this tool. So that's my perspective, right? So here people given different things. They're just saying like, JSON is this, do for this, go for this tune. But then most of the people didn't mention like why we have to go for tune. Like not simply just saying like token reduced and no. So JSON is wrong, tune is right. So no, it depends on which use case you are solving and what kind of use case you are solving and whether LLMs are involved in your application or not. So that is a major question. Based on that question, you have to decide whether you have to go ahead with the JSON or you have to go ahead with this tool, right? So, majorly that's it. Like some people are saying like it is mission centric, and it is saying like human readable. Agree, and it's basically LLM focused. Completely agree. So Toon is majorly for LLM based applications. So JSON is for your normal web applications of creating your by default pass some request, get some response in that manner. Go ahead with JSON. So it's the best approach because there is no cost involved, no tokens are involved. So obviously go ahead with JSON. So that's the conclusion, guys. Like, I hope you got some clarity and what's happening here, what's happening here. They just mentioned some numbers and metrics. Um that might be true, depending on case to case, right? But with the help of Toon, you're going to save a lot of tokens. That's for sure. So simply, how your approach has to be based on your application, based on your requirements. You have to decide which one to pick and how you have to. Okay, so that's it, and we'll see you next video. Thank you.